Okay, so before I start recording, I'm going to check the input level. It's not too loud, it doesn't reach the top, so that's good. And now I'm going to start recording. To succeed in school, you must take control of your education. Become an active learner. Stop thinking of school as something that happens, something that is done to you. Start thinking of each of your classes as something you do that improves your skills and enhances your learning. Okay, I'm going to stop. Now I'm going to check the output level meter. I will click play the recording, and as you can see, it's not clipping, it doesn't reach the top, so that's good. So now I'm going to add a track, audio track, a song to that, and look how big it is, and it has those red lines indicating that the output level is big. So we can actually, when I play, you will see that it's going to be reaching the red levels. Right now it's good. But starting the red, do you see how it's touching the top? This indicates, clipping, so we will get rid of that. Okay, so but first I'm going to make it more visible, so we can shrink these screens right here so you can easily see both tracks. And I'm going to make this bigger a bit right here. So in order to get rid of the clipping, I'm going to identify the quietest part of the song. So I'm going to play here, and if you see, the output is goes around like minus 6. So actually I'm going to set the entire track at minus 6 dB. So what I do, I highlight the track, and I go to Effect, and I look for the hard limiter, and I'm gonna set it at minus 6, just as I kind of identified, on my output level. So now once it converts the file, you'll see the difference. Do you see how it nicely cleaned up the file, and it looks, everything is kind of at the same level, nothing is too big, nothing is too small. So if I play it right here and we look at the output, it doesn't touch the top anymore because I set it up to stop to peak at minus 6. This will eliminate the clipping. The purpose of music in podcasts is usually to use it in the beginning of the track and at the end. And you can accomplish that using 2 options. One is you go into under Effect and you use Fade In and Fade Out options. It makes the music start from quiet to louder in the beginning, and then at the end from louder to quieter. A second option is to use this button called Envelope Tool, and I'm going to show you how to use both. First, I'm going to start with the fade in and fade out. But first, let me just show you that the time shift tool. When you click time shift, I can move the track wherever I want. This way you can, adjust your tracks, especially if you have multiple tracks, and the order in which you want them to be played. In terms of, for the song, I'm going to select, say, this portion for fade in. I will go into under effect, click fade in. Okay, see how it did it? Now if I go to the end of the track, I will identify this portion as fade out. This, the end of the track, I will cut off because I don't need it. But now what to do, I have this middle portion that I don't really need for anything. So what I can do, I'll cut it out, make the track smaller. Now I can adjust my tracks. So I'm going to set the first track to begin right here, but I don't want the middle of the song to be heard when the audio track is played. So from here I will select up to here, and I will silence it. So now I cannot hear that audio. But still, the end of the song will start sooner than I want. So what I can do, I highlight it and I split it. Now after it's split, I can just move that portion to the end. Okay, so that was fade in and fade out. But another option is that envelope tool right here, and you have a better control over what you want to do. I actually listened to the beginning of the song and I identified this specific part that I want to use as my intro. So look at what I can do. Do it really gently, make it kind of fade in slowly like that. And if I now play it, it's perfect for me. And I can do the same thing at the end. When you're working on your project and you want to see more clearly, it's important to use the zoom buttons. This way you will see it more clearly. And this is a back undo button right here. You can do zoom out, or you can do fit selection or fit project. So all these tools are helpful to see better when you're trying to edit, especially with audio. You have to go sometimes in very minute details in order to see exactly the bits that you want to remove. Then once my podcast is complete, I'm satisfied with what I've done, I can save it as MP3. So I can click go to File and click Export. Audacity have the MP3 capability right away. You have to download what it's called Lame Encoder, and the other tutorials will show you how to do it. But I'm going to save it. Go here and save podcast sample, and it says here MP3 files because I've already done it before, so I don't have to do it again. And now just click OK. Your tracks will be mixed down to the stereo channels in the exported file. Okay, and then once you have your your podcast, you have to go and upload it onto the internet using those different hosting websites that some of them we listed in our presentation.